Oh,
Okay, now what I did was that I created a bunch of codes that could do different things. One I was targeting to do was to create a simple calculator, but I found that I couldn't really get what I wanted. So what I did was that I just created a bunch of codes that do different things. So the first one here is meters. And meters is a function that accepts two arguments and adds them.
okay.
So
Hold on,
then we
please.
have
Hold on, please. Hold on, listen. I wish you could find a more calm environment because the noise is coming. The noise, background noise, we are hearing it, and then your voice is not very clear. Maybe I should mute while you're talking. I welcome everyone here, everyone watching. I welcome you. This is day 7 of our journey to becoming React developers. And of course, the first 2 weeks was dedicated to learning JS and doing some things with it. So at this point, according to our plan, we're supposed to be doing things with what we've learned, and that's where we are now. We have a few of us who have done some things. So we want to share the challenge, share the achievements, and that's what we are doing now. So listen, you might want to be more audible than you were. If possible, we avoid the noisy environment. So go ahead. Thank you.
it will take me approximately 20 minutes to get to a very calm environment. So I hope you can manage me like this.
Oh, it. Okay, try. Let's see if your voice is fine. If your voice is clear enough, fine. If it's not, then 20 minutes is not bad. Someone else can be presenting while you locate a less noisy environment. So let's
Okay,
try. Let's
so
try
how about
again.
now? How about now?
Better, very much better.
Okay. Okay, so now the first function I have here is the meters. What I called meters here. Let me go first. Okay. Okay, so the meter function is a function that accepts two arguments and then add them. Okay. Can you hear me? Hello.
I can hear you, please. Go ahead.
Okay. So if we go now, we have function add. We have x and y. X and y are my two parameters here. X and y. Then if we call on console the word x plus y, find that we definitely add 3 and 5. But we can also change. Let me remove these ones first so that we don't really get a message instead. Coming to this page. Let me take this guys out first. Let me take this guys out. Different use different functions. Okay. So the function here takes in two arguments, x and y. And the x and y can be anything. So I choose 3 and 5. So, let me run three. So the second argument 3 and 5. 3 and 5 is 8, and that's the 8 we have somewhere here. Now the second one is second argument takes in two values. The second function takes in two values. I still gave it x and y. I can call it whatever. Now this x and y now, I gave it 8 and 5. So to do that, we get this 2 right here. The third argument is known as I give the I tried to break my code. And so I tried doing something to break my code. So what will happen if x is a smaller number and y is a bigger number? So instead of saying 8 minus 5, I did 5 minus 8 and it gave me negative 3. That's the code did not break there. And then the final one, actually final one, I tried adding a function that multiplies 3 values actually, not 2 values. So I did A, B, C. And my ABC were 3, 2, and 3. And it gave me 8. So it's taking it to then further down here, I did one that divides 2 value and you know gives a remainder or give the answer. So the M and M here divided 6 and 2. And the answer there was 3. I tried checking if I use the smaller one, if I use the bigger one to divide the small one, if I'll have any error. It did not give me any error, rather it gave me this long value 0.33333. And then the last one is a function that returns the remainder of two values after division, the percentage value. So ID function remainder B and C, and then the 10 and 5. 10 and 5 definitely brings no remainder. That one returns 0 down here. If you don't do 0 down here, and then when I did 10 divided by 3, definitely there'll be a remainder 1. So those much techniques, and I'm still looking for ways to, actually all of them together so much that if you call any of these arithmetic operations, it will give you an answer just like a simple calculator, and not having the different values or the different functions in different places. Thank you very
All right. All right. So you want to look for how to group the functions together. That's interesting.
much.
That's interesting. So still on day 7, practice what you've learned so far by building a simple project. That's where we are right now. Let's make progress. The next person that has something to share with us is Ebube. Yeah. After Ebube, and Ibrahim, if he's ready, he will share, and then I'll share my. This is how we learn by doing, right? So you may want to mute your mic. Blessing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ebube, you may please go ahead.
Okay, let me share my screen.
All right. It was sweet voice. Try and be audible
Okay, can you hear me clearly?
very clearly. I just wish it's more audible than it is.
Okay.
But you're fine. You're fine.
Okay, so can you see my screen now?
Very clearly.
Okay, so I wanted to test show something anyway. Let me close this. And mine is not a project, like I said. It's just it was just me doing some things, and then I figured out one or two things. I thought that okay, let me share. So for some time now, we've been. Excuse me, let me go live, please. Just go live on this. Just give me a second. Please, can you see the text on my screen very well? Can you see the text on my screen very well? Am I still in Discord?
Sorry, I was
Yes,
muted. I
please.
thought I was talking to you. You may zoom in a bit. Zoom in your IDE a bit. Mm-hmm. Just not for me. Me, I can see small text, but let's consider others so we watch this later.
Uh,
You're
okay.
even compressing it more.
Be better.
Okay, better. What are you
Okay.
doing with the call interface? I don't take it off and occupy your screen with everything. Okay, you want to show something on the browser? Okay,
Use something. What's my real life? Went live. Where is it? It's not showing. Go live is not showing. Let me stop and go live again. Okay. Alright. So what I wanted to show us was how that we can actually use the web browser's console, because before now we've basically been using this terminal console. So we've been using run to run our code. So if you write something in JavaScript, let me see console dot log um let's see, hi people, like this. Semicolon here. Okay, let me put my JavaScript here. I just want to show something, sure. so that we can view our console.log from the browser. So if I go to my JS and do console.log this and I want to say I have to hit this play button, right? And it shows here hi people like this. The other way would be to
You see three dots you want to
use the
click. There's the
can
three
you hear
dots
me?
there. Yeah.
The other way would be to use the terminal and do this node um main, right, like this, right? So the other method would be to do this node main.js to see what you want to console, what you want to print to the console. That's the second method. Then the third method would be to use the browser's console itself, where you right click and inspect, and you go to console right here. So here you can see the console, whatever was in console.log again, hi dot people is, you can see it right here, Abi.
Abi.
Abi, yeah, yeah. So you can see it here. Okay, so this is one method. Then this console.log also allows you to test out your JavaScript directly into the browser without, maybe you just want to test something, but you don't want to write it into the code. You can use this console right here to test something. We can say we want to change um, the content of our HTML body. We can do that if we do document dot like that one. Right. Yeah, document dot body. Yeah, I need to change the body. So document dot body dot inner HTML. Yes, like so. Equals clean this. Let me make it like this. A string. I'll say clean this and hit enter. So what we had before in our HTML has changed to clean this. So you can do all that stuff. Say maybe you have a equals 4, var b equals 5, sum, excuse me, I want to say var sum equals a plus b like this, and then you want to console.log sum, which is supposed to give you 9. So it gives you 9 like that. You can even alert it to your screen if you want to alert some. And it alerts 9 for you. So that's just to play with your console. Then another thing I also noticed that you can also destroy, like not destroy, you can just clean your client side of any page still using that. So if you go to a page now, let's say GitHub for instance, and then you now do you come to this console right here and you do exactly what I did before. You want to clean the contents of this page, you can still do the same thing I did. Document dot body dot inner HTML equals something like go away GitHub, and then everything goes away just for you at that particular moment, because if you refresh the page it will come back to how it was before. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'll be waiting for signals from Ibrahim, although he has told us what his project is about. In the income message where he says, my project is about solving a quadratic equation by using formula a quadratic equation. Wow. Okay. Okay. It gives us the report. Let's pray. Okay. When he gets home. Okay. So Carpenter John, um, Kai, I thought you wanted to share a project. You're asking for the recording of the class. You get it actually. Even me, I need it. I need to put into my medulla oblongata what we just shared. You know what my project? I had to leave. I had to go back to command line. I felt frustrated using VS Code. I had to go back to command line. I said, "Is it by force? I don't want to use JavaScript on the client side right now. I don't want to. I'm not working on a web page. I just want to write a program, something that runs like an app. You know. So since it was not working for me on VS Code, it was frustrating. Several hours. I had to run back to my command line. So command line. Sorry for leaving you in the Linux environment, and it worked. It worked. Sorry. So while you're waiting for Ibrahim to get, somebody's laughing at me. Go. You serious? So how command line is easy for me than IDE? I don't know. Someone needs to help me out. I was talking with VS Code. I was wondering how you behave like this. I will click one thing to highlight the entire thing. Backspace to clean the whole world. How are you behaving like this? In fact, even that's completing my quality basis for me. My code, I would like just send you. Oh, are you? I'd like to get into it. So, if I'm to share my project, I will still use the command line. I don't know whether to work on VS Code or use the command line. School stuff got you. Leave out your skills first. You're trying, you're doing well, right? So I want to share my own screen now and then fetch my project and share with us. My project is about a quiz. It's a quiz, you know, quiz app. I want to even do more. I don't know that. I wish to even do more. It's about a quiz app. So what does the app do? The app, the app quizzes the user. You know, first it will take the name. I'd like to put a document. Let me minimize this. So this is my development environment. Sorry, I'm not using all these. They forgive me. I like a word like that. JS. And then inside JS projects, quiz. Yeah, it's got a quiz. Let me show you from the IDE as well, so we can read the documentation on the way. Okay, so this is it. It's a simple project as I learned, and then here is quiz app. I call it quiz app. So the app quizzes you. If I was speak them, I don't know. I say this is about a simple JavaScript program that gives the user some quiz with 4 options A to D to choose the correct answer from and scores the user each time. The following functionalities are incorporated in the program. 1, the user's name is stored before the quiz starts, and then each correct answer is attract 5 marks. Then 3 marks are lost each time the user fails a question. Then inputting invalid options will cost the user his entire previous score. I mean, if you from A to D, you now start putting E or F, you want to play my program, you will score 0. You will lose all the score you've scored before. and then the final score is printed in the end, and the percentage is calculated, and the user gets some remark. So you get some remark if your score is poor, as a remark for poor score, as a remark for high score, as a remark for average score or good enough score. Okay. Ibrahim, get ready. You're sharing after me. Let's see what you have done with Java. I thought there would be plenty of projects. I thought today's video would be long. All right. So this is my. Sorry, I did not complete this. I wanted to share how I went about it. The first thing I did was to. I structured my questions. I put my question. Give my question a structure. Okay, maybe I will. I don't know. Maybe I will complete. Maybe I will complete the documentation so that you just understand the whole step. But at least this video should be enough to. What I'm going to do now should be enough to show us the whole step. This was some. Okay, when I get to this place, I may tell you. Okay, now let's see the app. This is the app itself. Quiz.js. I'm gonna zoom in. I don't mind if you play with this app. Other things, if you know how it could be better, let me know. Um, wow, this new GitHub interface is just okay. Is this visible enough, or should I go to my editor? I don't like what is happening here. Instead of my code to grow big, the browser is browser content is growing big. Let me just do it from my local. So that's happened. Children have started. Yeah, part of this recording today. So let me VI into quiz or JS. First of all, let's see how the program works, right? Let's see how the program works so you understand what I'm showing you. If I run the program now, quiz or JS, do you want to run or not? Is it not executable? Hold on. Okay. Okay, so this is the executable version. So if I run the program, /quiz or JS, he says, ready for the quiz. Let's know your name. So I would like someone here to take this quiz. I'll just be inputting your answer for you. So give me your
Taking it.
name.
Ebube.
Are you taking it? Ebube.
Ebube.
We are so there. They want to take my quiz. Now, please, my correct answer is my correct answer. It does not concern you. It's my program. I'm not saying that my correct answer is correct everywhere. Like I said things about ALX.
Alright.
Yeah.
I think they are correct, but I'm not sure. In case you find them wrong, my own is that I have a program that is running and it's able to take the answers I have declared as correct and score for it. So let's go. Who
That
is
means
the
my
founder
my
of
correct
Code
answer.
Tribe? What?
That means my correct answers are my correct answers.
I didn't get that. How come you're in a noisy environment now? You're taking my quiz from a noisy environment.
Oh no, I'm not the one. I'm not the one. Someone else is on mute.
All the co-hosts, you can mute a noisy mic now. That's why you're co-host. Blessing, you're seeing some noisy mic and you're doing nothing. Okay, let's make progress. The quiz has started. What are you saying? I didn't get you.
I was saying that my own correct answers are my correct answer though. So you won't
Okay,
pay.
that's concerning now. You see me that's really your program is as a program to take scores. So who is the founder of Code Tribe?
It's tough man DK. Tough man for
Tell me the
DK.
tell me the option B or A. Is that
B
D or C? B.
B
Enter.
B.
It says option B is correct. You earn 5 marks, and then it shows you your current score is 5. Then ask you the next question. When is Code Tribe PLG? That means when is Code Tribe learning days? A, weekends. B, work days. C, LS learning days. That is normal days that LS give us. D, daily or very often.
D.
D. It says option D is correct. You earn 5 marks, and it tells you that your current score is 10. Then dash is the lion that checks for plagiarism in LX software engineering. A, Julian Babia. B, AI. C, Kimber. D, ChatGPT.
Kimba.
If I beat you now, you fail one question.
Wow.
Option C is correct. You earn 5 marks. I will see whether it's called this in. If it's called this in the kind of price, I'll buy you a car.
That's the price.
Okay, so it says the LX software engineering program always lasts for dash A 12 months, B 13 months, C 9 months foundation, D 3 months specialization.
A.
A. A is wrong. You lost 3 marks. Current
What?
score is 12. That's a concern. I told you my answer is my own answer. Are you now aware that they do 1 month onboarding and then they allow you to run 3 months, 12
No,
months?
that's not part of the SWE program. You're not yet.
Uh, see this one, see this one. So how will you join? I said, my
You'll
sister, no
be.
verse now. No verse, sorry. My answer is my answer, no verse, no verse. It's just a program now. It's just a program. It's not very, is it because you know when the car wanted, I would have bought for you. Don't
Can you
worry.
imagine?
I can still buy you a car. So which of the following is a necessary requirement for the ALX software engineering program? A, bachelor's degree in computer. Children, please help me now. I don't want noise here. B, a good Android phone and a mentor. C, PC, that's personal computer, access to a good network and enough internet data. D, YouTube tutorials. Which one do you think is a necessary requirement?
You mean the one I think or the one you think?
What thing concern me? Please lower that television.
C.
Your problem. Go ahead. You say what? A?
C. C.
C. Mm. Okay, so option C is correct. You earn 5 marks. Your score is now 17. What is Topman's best food? Where is the answer? A. Gari and soup. B. Rice and beans. C. All foods as long as it is edible. D. Anything hygienic, nutritious, and tasty.
You mean edible?
Yes, edible. Okay, edible. Yes. Is that what the spelling? I call it edible. Edible. Mm.
I think it's C, Jerry. A sharp
C. C. C is wrong. You lost 3 marks.
Voila.
So Topman is anything. I'm not cockroach. It's okay.
No,
All
no.
right, Abi.
I said all foods.
All foods. That's what. That's C now, and C is wrong. You lost 3 marks. Your score is now 14. See, you lost the card I would have bought you now. You lost it. Oh. Then React.js is a dash. A. Programming language for front-end development. B. Shh. Why you like this?
There you go.
A. Programming language for front-end development. B. Language written in C. C. C static library. Oh, Labra. Library.
Wait,
Okay. D. JavaScript framework.
D.
Are you sure? Option D is correct. Option D is correct. Lower it. Just lower it. I'll be done soon. Sorry, children. Lower it, please. You can see it now. That's enough. Thank you. Don't worry. I'll find you something. Okay, so option D is correct. You earn 5 marks. Your current score is 19. What does ES6 stand for? I think this is the last question. A. Extreme Solitude 6. B. Evaluation Standard 6. C. Something. D. Evaluation something.
C.
Evolution. Are you sure?
Yep.
All right. Now it says option C is correct. You end this 24 marks. Then it says the quiz is over. It says you answered 6 questions correctly out of 8 questions, and you failed 2.
I know.
Final result loading.
I did not agree with you on 2. It's not I failed.
And you agree with me on the program. It's not me. It's you on the program that is interacting now. Then you score 24 over 40. Listen, my sister, listen, I'll find you something over. Then, and that is about 60%. That was a good one, Ebube. It has a score that, it has a remark for someone who scores very high from 90%. It has a remark for someone who scores lower than 40%, and it has a remark for the person who scores between 40 and 90%. And that was the remark he gave you. That was a good one, Ebube. And I want the things, calm down now. Yeah, wait now. It's your program. Leave me now. I got video on to put your answer. Meet now. Let me talk about the program now. All right. So let me show you how the thing more things I want to implement is how that I want this question to be picked at random. That is one. Of course, it's a bank. The way I built it is such that I can improve on it. I can add more questions. The way I built it. I want it to be able to pick at random, so that if you're taking the quiz the second time, question 1 will not be question 1. Question 10 will turn to question 1. Question 2 turn to question 8 will turn to question 2. Question 1 will turn to question 3. So it's like that at random. And I've not done that. I hope I will still be interested to do it, because I will just play with JavaScript, Yeah. And then I want it not to just print all these things like this. I mean, it's not fun now. After you should print the quiz is over and wait for 1 second and print your answer. You answered 6 questions correctly. I wanted to, and delay and do final result loading and delay a bit here. I need 2 seconds, and then before printing this, I've not done that. And then I want it now. Watch what happens. Now, we was very careful with the quiz, so she didn't want to fail anyone. That's why she went this way. So, but let me do another test and fail. See what happens. Now you're taking the test, and you say, my name is Oga, and then who is the founder of Code Tribe B? Question 2. The answer is C, right? See me now. D. Okay, so the answer is correct. Now you've seen what happens when someone fails, right? How that 3 marks is deducted. See what happens when someone tries to load my program. You now put E does not exist. It says E is an invalid option. Only options A to D are valid. You've lost all your marks so far. Current score 0 for play my program. Now, another thing that I want to implement that I discovered today when someone was testing my program. That's why it should be test. I discovered that if they type a letter, like if I type nonsense, it will show you the same thing, LK. But if you not type C and type, let's say, okay, for this one now, C is the correct answer. If I not type C and type other things, it will show this guy is wrong. And it's supposed to show that this thing is nonsense. It's showing that this guy is wrong. That means I need to control to check for the length. I think that function is length dot what. So I need to add it to it. So it will tell you that, hey, invalid. Type only one thing. If you're typing C, type only C. So something like that. You understand? I think those are the few things. Except you want to tell me some more. So the things I thought I needed to add to it. But it's trying to take more of my time and then documentation, and then I've not know where I would use this program in real life. Maybe when I start adding it to the HTML and CSS, I will not give this app a real interface, and someone can be interacting with it in the browser, be clicking somewhere instead of it to be running doing / this. You just be running somewhere and it will be running. Understand? So after I was coming minus 30%. Oga, not good enough, Oga. You may want to try again. Did you see that? Not good enough, Oga. You may want to try again because it's come minus 30%, minus 2 over 40. Okay, all right. So would you like to see the program? Man, I started thinking like there's something about software engineers, well-trained software engineers, man. You think several things. Now, see what I just talked about now. If I didn't catch it that someone can put more than one character and it will enter, I wouldn't have known. It's just managing to the one no, and things the option is wrong, whereas the person didn't put 3 options. Those are things you check for when you're developing things in real life circumstances. All right, this is my program. I tried to. This thing would have been much longer than this. I had to try to cut it short. The one I did not know again, I just stopped. And it's something I'm doing and learning. I will say, what can I do this? I'll go and find out. I was trying something. For the first 4 or 5 hours, I think I walked to Google. Walked. When I got to a place where it's like, Google, I'm not going to help you out. I started Googling and I support our Google and test is not working. And within that first few hours as well, I had a challenge with the IDE. I was like, what is this? What is this one? Let me go back to my command line, Joe. And then I came back here and did this. At least I've done something with JS. So that when I leave this space and start doing HTML, CSS, I know that I've done something with it. It's a programming language. It's very interesting. JS has plenty of method there. From you see dot this. All right. So what happened in line 1 is that I put a shell command so that I can run it as a script. As you can see, I can do / and run it. And then const prompt. This is like importing a model. The model. I have to download this thing with npm install prompt sync. Because I was looking for a way. I mean, that's where this directory tests came from. Inside the same place, it's a directory called test. So vi test. It contains the first 2 things I tried that did not work. I tried this one. I had to import read line. I wanted to use read line. I discovered that read line is forcing me to carry out the action at once. I want something that would hold it like input in Python or like scanf in C. Hold the thing for me first. Anytime I want to use it, I can use it. But this one is like a callback function. Immediately called. You just put it. You say enter your name, please. As you enter your name, it will immediately print what you want it to do. No, this is not what I want. I want something that will print out the question, take in the answer, and then do with it what I wanted to do with it. And I tried this one. This was the second option I saw as I was making research. You see, it didn't work for me. It was different like this guy as well. Even like that guy. Later I saw this one and then I tried it work and I was like, whoa. So that's it. Now, let n be 8 This is the total number of questions. I have 8 questions here. That's why I said n should be 8. Right? I learned that a clean code is not a code that has comment everywhere. It's a code that have few comments, and the name of the variables, name of the whatever, maybe macros, functions should reflect what they are doing, such that someone does not need plenty of explanation. A lot of that's what a clean code is. So I was trying to write a clean code. So here, okay, from line 5, I started declaring my quiz. Now my quiz has this kind of structure. Let me show you. And then from my algorithm, you see I've written about that one. I said I structured the quiz and the options in the variable quiz. I used the const keyword. I was surprised seeing it using var keyword. I said, are we still dealing with var again? Are we not? All things not pass away. I use the const because nothing should change from here. I use let because someone can add more questions that come and change this. I can add 4 more questions that come here and say it's not equal to 12. And I use this n was used several places. That's one function of variable. So I don't need to go and start changing. I just need to change only here. All of them will take, even the one that is calculating the total number of a total score, total is, somewhere around here. I have something that is, I have a function that is calculating total score. Look at it. The total score equal to n plus 5. That means 5 mark for each score. N times 5. So you see, I don't need to change what n. I don't need to have a problem with that. It's just to just change the value of n here, and to know what n, to know how many questions we have. Okay. So the structure I use is here as well. Is here. I think I want to make this look like this. If it's not too smallish. Okay. So first, I used the quiz itself is an object. So quiz is an object. You can see the opening curly brace here and the closing curly brace, right? Now, Q1 to Qn, remember that n is the last number. So Q1 in this case to Q8, like I'm making provisions. By the way, this is open source development. You're free to come and add to the code. But if you add anything, make sure that the thing is working. You come and scatter the whole code and put bug here. You can come and add more questions on the code. If it has code, you can come and add your own question. I will take the quiz and find out whose answer is. We'll be like correct answers. Okay. So and then Qn to Q1 to Qn, in this case is Q1 to Q8. I call it n because it can be anything. It could increase. Like I said, you can come and increase it. So Q1 to Q8 is an object nested in quiz. It's a nested object. That means inside this object, quiz, there's an object Q1. You can see the opening curly brace here, and where's the closing curly brace now? Bang, bang. Okay, this is the closing curly brace of quiz of Q1, right? Then where the n in Qn is the last number unknown at the time. Yeah, when I was writing, it was not known. Question as a string property. That question is a string property of Qx. X can be anything, right? X is anything from 1 to the last number, from 1 to n. Having its value as the question. X could be any number from 1 to n, right? So, what I mean is, question is a property of this Q1 now. This question is, and this one is a property of this Q2. So this question is a string, as you can see. We did dictionary. I was just working with everything we did. Remember, this was the call for us to learn together. Don't think I knew it. I was working.
Object, you mean object, right? Not dictionary.
Okay, in Python it's called dictionary, but then this is property actually, right? That's the language. So question is a property of Q1. Q1 is an object nested in the object quiz. There's a mic coming from your there's sound coming from your mic. Q1 is an object nested in quiz, which is an object, and inside Q1 we have a string as a property. The string is question. So the key is question. The value is this. It's a key value pair, right? And then options. Watch this. Options as a list of the options provided. This option is a list. You will appreciate it if you look at question 3, how that it took one line. So it's easier to see that it's a list here. It's nothing that happened, just that here now, when I put this open, you want to say something?
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead now.
Okay, I think there's so many Python coming from you right now, but what we know in
No.
Java is array.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so array. This is an array, right? Well, array is like list in Python. Fine. So this is an array, but it's an array of strings, and I have to put the options in an array. Yeah, in an array. So how did I put it on my document? Oh, I wrote list. I'll correct it. Array of strings. Uh, A this, B this, C this. So is it something just that this guy is not up here just because they can't enter the same line. We don't want them to span to enter to keep going, keep going, keep going. So we want it to be arranged like this so we can see everything at first sight and see look at the closing. What is it called now? Um, Square bracket of the array, and these are the options still separated with comma. Now remember that this whole structure here is one of the properties of quiz, so there should be a comma after it, after the whole thing. That's why there's a comma there. This whole thing too is like number 2 property of this guy, so there should be a comma, so the comma keeps going. And then this one now is the first property of q1 or whatever, qx. There should be a comma. Then after this one too, there should be a comma here too. So this guy is then inside this one again, comma, 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 comma. Great. Okay, so that's how I structure my question. I have a file like that here that displays the structure. I just save it there, so I was copying it and pasting. I'll now modify. Was it test? Oh, I've deleted it. I deleted it after using it. So that's it. But that's basically what the same thing I was showing you on this README. I wish I had finished writing this. Um, what's it called? This README file, my algorithm. Which have made certain things more clearer. But fine, it's good. This thing is recorded, so you can see the video to see what I was thinking, how I was thinking. I was just enjoying myself. Even if it's possible that there is a more efficient way, I would have done it. My own is that I looked at it and I was able to think it and I was able to do it. That's a joy in me right now. So I was indicating the correct answers with the comments so that I don't make mistakes. So if it would be like, let her cry, the correct answers are the correct answers. Yes, and the wrong answers are the wrong answers. Amen. So now I came here and declared an array called question number. I'm not sure I was following the convention very well, but I know that JavaScript, right, this like this camel case, lower camel case name. I don't know whether it is any convention for all variables or for just methods or for all functions or what. I was just using it. I enjoyed it. I mean, the name already is telling what it's doing. So I wanted to access this guy. I wanted to be able to print what is inside here. What does quiz.array give us? What does it give us? Now let me make a copy and play with it. Let me make a copy. So I'm going to escape this so I don't do anything back at them. So I will copy quiz. Or should I put it on the console? I think I should just go back and put it on the console. Display it on the console. Will that work? No, let me make a copy of quiz. So one by one will be showing you. It's like my own presentation will take the whole hour. Copy quiz.js into class. Explanation. Okay, explanation. .js. All right, so I have a copy here. Let's VI into explanation and play with it. explanation.js. I will go and comment off the line that's running the quiz so that nothing will print will run this file. This is the line. What line is that? I use the comment to start there. The quiz begins here. Okay, this is the line running the quiz. So I'll just put a multi-line comment here. So go to line 1, 5, 1, and then enter this next line. Let all these be comments. Okay, they're good. What other line do I? Yeah, this is the whole line that's running the code. I think nothing should print now. I've commented the main line is commenting the code, running the code. So let me confirm. I'll just save this, and I'll use this other terminal here. Is it to run? What's this? Okay, I will show you something here, right? I'll use this other terminal here to run the code. So there's the file explanation. If I run it, I don't expect anything to print. What's the showing error now? Invalid syntax. What is that? At 27. Okay, I did not close the comments. That one. Okay. Let me run it again. So there's no more error. I've closed the comment. There's no more error. So it is normal that nothing should print out because there's nothing printed out anything. There's no console.log, and you are logging out anything. So let me now go and play. Where was I? Where was I? If you just join and saw us using command line interface, sorry, my apologies, please. My app needed to work, so I don't know those your VS Code things. I got tired and ran back to my command line. I think I need to take a VS Code course. All right, so I created an array of question.1, question.this, question.that. Now, what does question.1 print? Let's start seeing. If I say question console.log question.1, what do I want? So we need to understand what I mean when I did that question dot q1. So if I go, sorry, quiz.q1, what am I saying? So quiz.q1, semicolon. All right, so let's go and see what this looks like. So save this for me. Let me go here and run it again. So it prints this. So this is what it should print. This is what it should print. So if I want to get the question, because I don't want it printed like this, everyone doesn't have to know that it's not. The user does not have to know that it's an object. All the user knows is that you should see question and answer with options. So I came here and sorry, I said I came here. Okay, these are the things I was testing these things. I was testing these things, seeing how they work, so if I want to get the question, I have to do dot question because Q1 is inside quiz and question is inside Q1. Right? So Q1 dot question. Let's save this and see what it gives us. Man, my project is the class on its own. So it gives us the question, who is the founder of CodeTribe? Then how do we print the options? So the options is the sibling of question. That means they are at the same level. So if I take off question from here and print options, which is the array here, so let me save this and run it. It prints the option, it prints the list, but I don't want it printed like this. I want to be able to access each member of the list, right? Okay, so we're making progress. So just to know, now you know what quiz.q1 will print and what quiz.qg will print. You now know. Okay, let me cut this guy off from here. I'll use it again when we need it. So I now save the questions inside here so that it will get the object Q1. To get the object Q1, I put it inside an array. The 8 questions that I have, and I went further. Now at this point, I said print question. This is just for debugging purposes. As I wrote it here. If you want to print the question now, so what I did here is you direct print question, and you put the number of the question you want to print. So when you put the number, If there's no number, it should show please enter the number, the question number. Like I said, it's for debugging purposes. I mean, the user will not see that this thing is here. When Ebube, the user, was taking the quiz, she didn't know this is see my explanation. Now she's aware that this is for debugging purposes. So you can ask a single question. But what happens is if not number, that means if there's nothing, if person does not pass any number here, what you do is say, please enter the question number, e.g., print question 5. Print question 5. So if there's number bar, it's a global, somewhat global. I mean, it's a variable declared up here. So number is a variable declared here at line 76. Some number minus 1 will be minus 6 start will be 0. If it is 2, minus 6 start it will be 1, and go and get what is at index 1. All right, so question, whatever it is, dot question. I did dot question earlier. You saw that question. So I said, first, print the question. And since I don't want to print the options as a list, I want to print it individually as individual strings. I have to use the for loop. I said, for option, let option equal 0. For option less than 4, because it's ABCD. I don't want to print more than 4 options. ABCD. Option plus plus. I say, consider this question number. In bracket, number minus 1. That is like referring to Q. This question number alone represents this whole long thing now represents this Q dot Q whatever, QX or Q whatever. Dot options. Then put your option. Option is this number 0. So option at index 0 would be A would be option A. Oh, this is not allowing me to use my normal mouse to scroll up. So option dot index 0 would be what we have here, because this is what we have at options index 0. Option index 1, option index 2, and option index 3. And we'll say it must be less than 4. So when it gets to 4, nothing will happen. Again, it will stop the loop. Okay. Now that was how I print. That was what I did. So let's now test the function. Did I test it here? Let's now see what it does. Okay, look at it down here. I'll come back to print all question. Let me test it. So on line 108 is a comment. Is a commented code that is actually testing that function. I think because of that, I should go back. I think I should go back and add that one I removed. I used to test something. So console.log these options. Okay. So let me comment it. No, where am I? Let me comment it. Let me leave it here, comment it off. Okay, I think I should even get, let me get all the things I used so that you remember. First of all, I did this to show you what it produces. I did this, and then I did what I did this. To show you what it was producing. So I'm commenting it off so it does not print, because they're going through the program to see what really happened. All right. So after if you know a more efficient way that I would have done this, go ahead. I'm ready to learn. We came to learn actually. Then, okay. So now let's text the function. The function was tested here. First, I called it on line 111 without an option to see what will happen. Right. So let's see what will happen. Save. Go to this other terminal and run that file. So it says, please enter the question number, e.g., print question 5, which was the instruction that was given to it here. And if you don't give it, if there's no number here, if not number, the explanation means not. If there's no number there, print this, and that's what it does. That's what it did here, right? It just did. You know, the machine is low here. It's doing what I ask it to do. All right. Now after that, you notice that I used double quote for the string because I was using single quote inside. I was using single quote to close the function. So the single quote was printed out that way. Look at it. Single quote, showing the example. So I didn't to avoid trouble. Escape sequence. How that if he has to be single quotes, I have to use escape sequence to escape it. That's by the way. Okay. Now, what now happened when I gave it argument? Let's find out by running the one on this thing. Let's find out now. So, all right. So it was able to print the question, and the loop itself was able to print the options. Sorry for the noise background. Right? It was able to print the functions. Okay. Um, let's make progress. In fact, it could work for any number. Let's try question. Let's try question 3. Let's try question 3. And what is question 3, by the way? Let's go and find out what question 3 is to be sure. CQ3, which is asking, Dash is a lion that checks for pedestrian in alias SWE. Let's now run the code. There's that line. So, my console, I'll clear the screen and I'll run the code. So you see, Dash is the lion that checks for pedestrian in alias software engineering program. All right. You see, that's what that function is doing. Now, I was incorporating it function inside function. I bring function inside function just to make sure I don't write plenty lines of code. Okay, so now I now had the function print all. It was also for debugging purposes. What it does is print all questions. It does not take any argument. Of course, if you give it an argument, you're wasting your time. It will still do what it should do, even when there is no argument. It should do what it would have done. Okay, and then I think this code is sweeter if I put a line in between, small space in between these guys like this. Sweet, man. Sorry, I like sweet things. Let me put some. Okay, back to this one. So what does print all do? Let me uncomment it first, ready to test it. So what we do is let x equals 1, and let x as long as x. Remember x. We say x. I said x. I have that mindset of x is any number, right? Any number. Let this number be equal to 1. Remember the QS approach I use here. We have said question is a string property of QX. So I was QX and X is anything. So let X be 1. For X less than N, remember that N is the total number of questions. I declared it up here. And I said total number of questions for now is 8. And I told you that we can add more. You can add more 4 and go and change it to 12. You can add more 5 and go and change it to 13. Sorry for the noise in the background. Can't help it, but I hope you can hear me clearly. Someone should confirm that I'm communicating directly. I'm not lost in us now. Is this entering? Somebody's talking now. Someone says an executable receives the user input. Oh, you're discussing. Are you gossiping me here? Okay, you're reporting to somebody should talk now. Am I still in this call?
Yeah, still in the call though.
You have to make me to a beggar, V. I'll do you back. Mute your noisy mic, maybe say. All right. So someone says doesn't know what is going on. Yeah, don't worry. It's recorded. You can watch it later. And then, so let's now run this code. Now, what this code does is it loops from the first question to the last question. That's what it does, basically. So as it hello, hello, hello. Am I back?
Yes.
Sorry, something I couldn't help it. My network got disrupted for a while. Sorry. So what it does is you go and print question X, that is question one or question two or question to question N, which in this case is 8. It will do plus this. I'm concatenating it. I'm not to add it. Just I want to add a column so that it prints something like this. There's that line. No. So it prints something like this question X. Now when X is 1, it will print 1 and now add this to it. That's what I wanted to achieve. With that print it and then and now call this function inside here, this function that prints question and pass the number X. You know, remember that it takes, if you give it a value, it will go and print that question. So pass the number X. So when X is 1, it will print question 1. When X is 2, it will print question 2, and so on. And then I ask it to print a line between them so that it will not be jam-packed. That's what it does. So let's run this file now, see what is happening. There's that guy. Okay, so running the code. See what it does. Like I said, this for debugging purposes. Like for example, if you add more questions now, I want to see it. I'll go and run this function to see the questions that you add instead of having to look through the whole code or what. I just run this function and then so maybe if I had this incorporated into a front end interface or some back end interface or something, I could easily click somewhere. Link this function to a button. When I click that button, I will now see all the questions. Maybe the people has admin login. Admin, you log in, you click and see all the questions. So all the questions are printed here. Question 8, question this, question that. The way it is. All right. So we're still making progress. Where's my cursor? All right. Let me turn it back to a comment. And let's keep making progress. So here now, I now put the correct answers inside an array of string. If you can see, grabbing characters, an array of strings, single character, single lettered string or something. Yeah. So remember that I indicated. Let's take for example, mark this one B. The one I think is 0 is B, right? Cool. And see the relationship with question number. Q1 is at 0 in the 0. That means that B is the answer to Q1. Now, this one is just comment right to help me remember that B is the answer to this question. Okay, so I now put the correct answers inside array. So there should be 8 of them to show that there are 8 questions. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is actually at index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Remember, 0 to 7. Okay, now I started my program. I was ready at this point. Man, I was thinking, my brain was busy thinking, how do I? But what will I? I I told myself, oh. So and I said, let's answer. Remember the let's keyword, right? This one is const. Don't change anything there. It will change. It will change because answers kept changing. You see how answers kept changing. Past kept changing. Failed kept changing. Score kept changing. User was not changing. User should have been const. User should have been const. Bam bam. Did you see that? Hey, what do we do? Okay, I think you can look at the program and explain the remaining parts, but to rush it before this thing embarrass me. God, let me. But I can still be in the corner with my phone, but my system is low right now and we are out of power. That is strange. I didn't expect that to be out of power by now. So this one is to check option, this one is a function that is checking whether it is A or D. If it's E or anything that is not A to D, you're in trouble. It will know. And I have to use it to lowercase so that even if you put uppercase A, it will still work. It will not reject it. It will, because what is checking for it would check the lowercase value of it. And this one is the function now is asking the question. Ask question, it takes number, and then what it does is it will consider log. There is no question with that number. This is for debugging purposes. Now I'm rushing. Answer. Now I now call that guy I imported at line 1. This is when I used it. Prompt sync. This is when I used it. Okay, I used it here. So when I call it, it's working like input in in Python, it gets it and save it answer. Answer will give anything you not give as your answer will be saved there. That's the It will not go and check. It's not call this thing check option answer. Check option is a option that I declare the function that I declared here that checks whether it's really A to B, D. Right after checking it, if it's A to D, you should not go ahead and perform the other. This thing you not be checking whether answer is equal to answers number minus one. For example, answer number one, you go and check at answers zero, answer zero, this array here, answers zero. You can check whether this thing equals what is here. If it equals what is there, then score the user 5, then add pass. I mean, this one is recording, this variable is holding the number of questions that the person passed. And then this one is holding the score, add 5 to it, And then, but if that's not the case, if you check it and it's not A to B, the person is checking my program, print this and score the person 0, turn the score to 0, and then take note of these back ticks I'm using and how I'm putting the variable. It looks like a F string in Python, something like that. Back ticks are used when you want to do, instead of single quote, double quotes, back ticks are used. Back ticks, that small thing that look like small, it looks like apostrophe, but it's not. Sharp small thing. You may know it. So else, I say yes, if this is not the case, know that the person failed it. Now can't fail. This one is counting, this variable is holding the number of questions that the person failed. And this one is adding -3 to the score. Yes, that means subtracting 3 from the score, whatever the score is. And then after doing all these things, now print the current score. So any of these cases that evaluates, the current score will still print, no matter what the situation is. The case is current score will print. And that's it. So the quiz began here. What happened here? An ask said user is equal to prompt ready for the quiz. This was the place I said I made you to enter your. Sorry, I'm in haste now. My system is go off, but you can look at it later, right? It's on the repository. So what I did there was now, and I said user. I've declared user up there, right? Is equal to this. This one is to hold the user's name. It should have been a constant variable because it has to be constant throughout the program, and that's a professional mistake made, even if the program is working well. Okay, so now and I use the for loop to call the ask question. Look at ask question. It's the one that has this kind. The kind that prints the question is supposed to take the argument as number of the question, but I can't be putting number one by one now. So I have to use the for loop to run through it. So I have to be asking by itself, doing all these things for itself, and scoring by itself. So that's what this for loop is doing here. For number equal to this one, and I like the way I was naming the variables. This is fit me. What that is question number will mean. For number is this equal to this. As long as number is less than or equal to n, you see n again. N represent the highest number of the question. I declared it up there. In your case, it's 8. And then I say question number. That means if you question number 1, question number 2, it will not run out of the loop until it gets to the last number. And once it's not out of the loop, then evaluation begins. It checks for your score. If the quiz is over, you scored. It will not be showing you answered. Pass is holding the number of questions you answered. This one is holding the total number. And failed is holding the number of questions you failed. And then question.log final result. I want to put a delay here, so when it shows final results, if I was working with HTML, CSS, maybe I would have put some stylings, the way animations for that. Then percentage now. This is like me initializing the variable percentage. I said it's equal to score over total score times 100. This is how you calculate percentage normally, right? This is simple mathematics now. You calculate the score over total score times 100. So it gives you. I don't know why a human being that is an earlier student will be calling me by this time that knows that I run such series. I don't know. So I refuse to be distracted. Okay, so console.log. You can hear me clearly, right? Confirm I can hear me clearly, please. Hello, am I still in this call? Hello?
You are still in the call. You are still in the call.
Thank you. Thank you. I was just distracted by the LinkedIn. It was, I thought we were hearing the ringtone as well. Okay. Where am I? So I say percentage less than 40. This is where I'm checking. This is where I'm giving my remark now. Tell if these are not good enough. And that was what they told you, right? No, it was good enough. So I now said if the percentage is up to 90. Like, let me pity them and make it 70. Okay, this is even an experiment self. I'll go and make it 70 in the design program. So congratulations. Call the user's name. I said you did so well. And then that was a good one. That was a good one was what we got because our score was between 40 and 90. I think it was it 50 or 60? 60%, right? For, it remind me now, how many did you score? Are you shy? Okay, so my batch was able to let me sharply present, although I would have been more gentle, I wouldn't have been this fast but for my low battery. So I think I want to stop here and I don't know whether Ibrahim is ready to present his own. If you joined late and don't know what is happening, please see the video later.